Hello guys, welcome back to my channel in English Academy. Guys, please like, share, follow, comment and subscribe the channel. Guys, if you have subscribed the channel, now we come on the topic the poem The Preludes, which was written by the famous poet T.S. Eliot. Guys, in the last video we have discussed a little introduction about the poet and of the poem. So guys, in this video we will explain of the poem The Preludes. Before explaining the poem, we must know about the theme and summary of the poem The Preludes. Guys, it is difficult to explain the poem fully for the influences on the poet were many and the images created in the four preludes are varied and not very well connected and clear. However, the general idea of the preludes is quite clear. Guys, in the first prelude gives the pictures of the winter evening in a house in the back street of the metropolis. It is 6 o'clock, the close of smoky day, which is like other days, and in its darkness and squall is comparable to the burnt out end of the cigarette. Outside the house, a gusty shower is driving dirty leaves and newspapers from open places to trap the feet of the street walkers. The showers of rain strike against the broken blinds and chimney pots. At a street corner, a lonely cab horse steams and stamps the wet ground. Guys, in the second preludes, the poet pictures the morning scenes. The advent of the day is greeted with the smells of beer from the streets. The streets are covered with sawdust and trampled by the dirty feet of the crowd pressing for the early coffee stands. Among the numerous activities peculiar to the morning time when the stage is being set for the shows of the busy day, one may easily visualize all the hands raising up the squalid window seats in 1,000 furnished rooms. Guys, in the third preludes, the poet focuses upon the figures of an unclean woman. The woman awakes and lies still on her back in a mild doze. She is contemplating her sordid experience of the night which composed her inner life. They flashed for a moment like lanterns lights on the ceiling and vanished as the light crept into the room between the shutters and the ear was regulated by the sound of sparrows. The woman sits up upon the edge of her bed, curls the papers from her hair, she grasps the yellow soles of her feet with the palms of both her dirty hands. Then she begins to think of the trampled street outside and conjures up an unstreet like vision of it. Guys, when one thinks of the creatures of the squalid area, one's mind is filled with images fit for representing their conditions, and they all brings to mind the picture of an extremely gentle things subject to endless sufferings. But there is no room for sentimental softness here. If one has to live and walk, one must wipe one's stand face and laugh at the whole spectacles. Guys, in the last prelude, the Eliot has a Christian belief in mind, and in this context, and it may be that his despair of metaphysics was more particularly a despair of Christianity. And this fourth prelude contains a clear indication of that. So, guys, now we will explain one by one preludes of the poem. So guys, come on the poem and let's start now. The winter evening settles down with smells of sticks in a passageway. 6 o'clock, the burnt out ends of smoky days. And now a gusty shower wraps the grimy scraps of withered leaves about your feet, and newspaper from vacant lots, the showers beat on rocks, blinds, and chimney pots, and at a corner of the street, a lonely cab horse steams and stands, and then the lightning of the lamps. Right in the first preludes, the poet describes the picture of the winter evening in a house in the back street of the metropolis. It is 6 o'clock, the close of a smoky day, which is like other days, and in its darkness and squalor is comparable to the burnt out end of a cigarette. Outside the house, a gusty shower is driving dirty living and newspapers from open places to wrap the feet of the street walkers. The showers beat on broken blinds and chimney pots, and at the corner of the street, a lonely cab horse steams and stamps, and then the lightning of the lamps. Guys, in these lines, the poet describes that outside the house, a gusty shower is driving dirty leaves and newspaper from open places to wrap the feet of the street walkers. The showers of rain strike against the broken blinds and chimney pots. At a street corner, a lonely cab horse steams and stamps the wet ground. Then the street lamps are lightened. Guys, the cab horse makes a noise like steam while breathing. Guys, now we will discuss about the second preludes. The morning comes to consciousness of faint still smells of beer from the sod from the sawdust trampled street with all its muddy feet that press to early coffee stands with the other masquerades that times resumes. One think of all the hands that are raising dingy shades in a thousand furnished room. Guys, in the second preludes, the poet describes the pictures of the morning scene when the advent of the day is greeted with the smells of beer from the streets covered with sawdust and trampled by the dirty feet of crowd pressing for the early coffee stand. From the sawdust trampled street with all its muddy feet at that place to early coffee stands with the other masquerades that times resumes. One thinks of all the hands that are raising dignities in a thousand furnished room. Guys, in these lines, the poet describes about among the numerous activities peculiar to the morning's time when the stage is being set for the shows of the busy day. One may easily visualize all the hands raising up the spelled window shades in a thousand furnished room. Guys, here the poet describes the modern civilizations is a civilization of dingy streets and sooty houses of hand style smells of fear, smells of sticks, bones, the gleaming scraps of withered leaves, and newspaper from vacant lots, sawdust trampled street, muddy feet that praise to early coffee stands, all the hands that are raising dingy shades. Guys, here the poet uses the images of this partly civilization or legend. Life is travel, monotonous and pointless. In a thousand furnished room, people do exactly the same mechanical things. They walk about a fog of unknowing, damp of soul, and their smile is vanish aimlessly above the rooftops. Thanks so much, guys, for watching the video. Thanks so much.